Chino has Parkinson's.
We're live. God, I'm allowed to do it once. I'm allowed to get the intro done once, and y'all don't want me to do the intro correctly ever again. Is that what it's going to be? All right, dingers, welcome to the Trip Ding podcast or Dingaling. Are we going Dingaling?
We discussed this. It's dingalings.
Dingalings. Welcome, Dingaling.
I like dingalings.
All right. Trey used his one time only push. So
I feel like it was well used.
Yeah.
Hey, look, guys, I'm Michael J. Fox.
It's kind of funny because I go to cons and I see Michael J. Fox's signature on a lot of stuff, and Christopher Lloyd's signature is a lot worse than Michael J. Fox.
Well, Christopher Lloyd's like a million.
Yeah, but
He's been making movies since like the silent era.
But Michael J. Fox had Parkinson and he shakes.
We just call it the shake, 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 the shake, shake, shake. That's what we call that.
All right, everybody. Our main thing for today's episode, though, all seriousness, go to the description. If you're just watching it, go to the description. If you haven't watched it yet, In Your Cups describes the Buffalo School District and how they're hindering police work, and it's really disturbing. It's not clickbait. We don't get anything from it. We just get it to where hopefully everybody watches it and understands what's going on. And this isn't just Buffalo, New York school district. It's actually with a lot of school districts. Just check on your kids, make sure everything, check on your schools that your kids are going to. And if they're homeschooled, do the right thing, I guess. I mean, you're the parent. Anyways, what wrestling news do we have? Is there anything special that's happening on Backlash that we should be talking about? Maybe certain
Becky.
No.
Becky is going to be Paul Heyman's first. It's gonna be Heyman's first girl. She's a Heyman's girl. She's gonna be that. This is a reforming of the Deadly Alliance in WCW. That's what this is. This is a reformation of that, where now you have Braun, you have Seth, you're gonna have Becky. Obviously those roles, like Becky would have been Miss Hyatt, just now tougher, meaner, getting your face the man, Becky Lynch. Paulie Dangerously, now everyone knows him. If you didn't know him as that Paul Heyman was the manager for that faction. That's what this is. This is going to be a new version of it, and I'm here for it. I really am.
It is making the storyline a little bit better now.
When's Becky gonna make the jump, though?
It kind of already did from this week, from Raw, because look what she did to the Intercontinental Women's Champion.
Yeah,
she said she took down what's her name?
Lyra.
No, the other tag team
Bayley?
for that.
Oh, Bayley.
She said she took down Bayley, and she goes in and I'm the cause of all your woe now. So I think she's already gone through the process. They just haven't fully gone through with it yet.
What I think they're gonna do is they may, because that match is more likely, if it hasn't already been announced. I was keeping throughout the news here and there. If it hasn't been announced, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a Backlash. Oh yeah, they did. I'm so sorry, they did announce it. Yeah, Backlash.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly don't. I see Becky winning it, and then she's gonna drop it back to Lyra.
You think?
Or Lyra may beat her, which will give Becky the rub, but then turn around and she drops it. So it's one of those two where they're going to end up fighting. They're going to end up working more than once. They're going to have a good program going for them too.
And that's not the wrestling match for Backlash that I'm interested about.
Which one are you talking about?
I think the match.
I'm interested in the one with Pat McAfee and Gunther.
Oh, dude. I
Watching,
don't know how, but McAfee goes over.
because he's famous. Yes, he was a football player. Yes, he's a personality. He's known, but he still resonates with the everyday man, woman, child. He still has that connection with them.
I mean, listen to have you seen the speech
Dude,
from
you mean-
Raw?
Oh, yeah.
dude, it was
Dude, it was like off the chain. I was like, I want to see this. I want to see. Dude, he's gearing up. He's every man. I want to see him take Gunther down.
it pissed me off because they censored what he was saying, but I mean, I get it. You can let some fly, you can't let them all fly. But like, it was one of those things that you genuinely felt that. Like, he was like, it wasn't about, I just want to fight Gunther because he attacked me. No, I'm going after him because he went after me and my best friend. He went after my best friend, who, you know, is not a wrestler, is an announcer, a journalist. He can defend himself, yeah. But then you go and you sly attack him. I'm not gonna let that shit ride.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that form of camaraderie that a lot of us know. And it was one of those things like, oh, I got your back, dog.
Yeah, I like how they played it. I mean, you could see it coming from last week. It's like, oh, Pat McAfee's gonna find him. Let's see how there's. But it was okay. You saw it coming, but you didn't see, you know, the reaction and the dramatization of it, which I love. I love the fact that they're actually it's starting to seem they're actually becoming entertainment for me again.
It does everything. Everything is like, it's like Triple H is writing his version of the Marvel universe, and everything is just falling into place. It's awesome. It's beautiful.
I love it, dude.
It's great. You know, that match is probably that one's the one. That one is the one that people are gonna watch. That's the main one. Don't get me wrong. We have all these other matches. Of course, we have, you know, Cody, Randy versus Cena.
Yeah,
In Randy's hometown.
yeah.
They shooting out there?
No, they were coming down the stairs.
I wholeheartedly believe that Randy's not pulling that one out.
I think you are wrong, sir. I think Randy Orton's going to go through with it and get over on this one. I really do.
If he loses, it's going to be some form of disqualification that goes against Randy, which still keeps Randy strong in his hometown because he had nothing to do with that, and it's going to keep the strap on Cena. Randy will technically win.
Yeah, I could see that. But I really, honestly, I hope you're wrong on this one. I really hope Randy Orton gets it.
I mean, so far, other than my huge WrestleMania, where I was like, "Oh, they're gonna do this," and other than that, I've been pretty spot on with things.
Well, yeah, because you're like Jay Leno in the closet trying to get information and everything. So
Why I gotta be in the closet, dog? Why I gotta be in the closet?
we all know why you have to be in the closet. Not because you're gay or anything. It's
Okay,
because
cool.
You're the gimp.
Because you're ultra gay. No,
No. You're the gimp. You have more gimp qualities than anything.
great.
I'm
Bruce
just
Willis is gonna knock me out.
just be happy that you're not in a trunk. I mean, we spurge to actually get a closet to where you can sit in.
I'll show my trunk once we get Patreon.
Okay.
I'm with it. Why not? So, with that being said, a lot of news this past weekend. You know,
We're still not done with Raw because I'm wondering why the NXT girls are coming onto WWE. Are they actually gonna?
they're moving up.
Okay.
They're moving up to main roster. What
'Cause
the indicator is that they had that tops patch
Yeah.
on their gear, which indicates it's that wrestler's debut on Raw or SmackDown.
Okay.
So yeah, they're moving him up, which I'm over the moon for because
Because Io Sky this week had to save Rhea Ripley, which that was an awesome match. I got to see that match.
Yeah, they're setting up a tag team angle with Rhea and Io versus
that, and they may
AEW.
set up a one-on-one, put Julia against Ripley, and put Roxy against Roxanne Perez against Io.
Yeah.
well, I mean, we'll see what happens there. I mean, Raw was just, the storyline with Sammy the whole night through, how they were just kept going with it. He had to make his decision, and then where he flips it at the end, where he's like, "How isn't this the new bloodline? It isn't. This isn't the how dare no? How isn't it? You're proclaiming yourself the one, the only, the head of the table. Now you have your dog right here. You still have the wise man. Look, you have the wise man. Like everything is playing out so. Everything is playing out so well and deeply detailed.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't get to watch fully this week. I'm probably gonna go watch it again just so I can get more in depth onto it. So I'm
watch it the whole night. They're just messing with it the whole night. They're messing with them. Then again, you have the War Raiders, right? The War Raiders against a returning, well, not returning, or in-ring return of JD McDonough and Finn, the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
dude. What's the big guy's name from the War Raiders?
Which one? There's Eric and Ivan.
The one that does all the acrobatic shit.
Oh, Ivan or Ivan or
the big guy.
I think he's the shorter one.
Yeah, the stockier one.
Yeah, the shorter, stockier one.
Ivan.
He's pretty. Yeah.
That dude.
He surprised the crap out of me.
Oh my god.
He's
timid.
Like how like he reminds me of Vader. How Vader shouldn't be doing these moves and how agile he was. But man, it's like whoa. Like especially when you watch Vader in Japan, when you watch all those matches, you're like, you're this big ass or a Bam Bam Bigelow, who not supposed to be doing these moves, but
just big man that ain't supposed to do that.
And it's like, all right, they're doing it. Let's go. Let's do it.
That dude's insane, bro. Like I'm starting to become a fan.
Yeah.
And of course, I met Ivan in Ring of Honor, but I've known Eric since we were doing time in the Indies. And so I've known that dude for a good minute. I love you. Ray, if you're watching, I love you, man. So then what else? What else? There was little things here and there.
The whole Chad wearing a what was it? Americano. No, El Grande Americano is
es numero uno.
And Penta not kicking him.
Yeah, because then you had what's her name? I never remember her name. Chad Gable's the female in his stable.
I don't know her name. She looks like a fucking science experiment.
Of course, when Becky came out, talking trash, she was like, "Yeah, I did it. I'm the one that hurt Bailey, and what?" She was like, Bailey was terrorizing me, and y'all were with it, and now I returned the favor, and y'all just want to hate me.
And it's Ivy Nell.
Ivy Nell, there you. I knew it was something like that.
She had a fight with Stephanie of Vacure.
And Stephanie Vacure, they're gonna call her up soon, but before the end of this year, they're gonna call her up. They have to. Like she was killing it overseas in Japan. She was killing it in the Indies. Like that girl is.
She's done well on Raw 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, she really has. Yeah, that match with Io, I was just like, this is gonna be a banger. And then I remember people were like, who's gonna win? I'm like, neither one can win. There's got to be a disqualification. It has to be. You have your top girl on NXT, your top girl on the Raw brand, and one of them, no.
Yeah, that was a thing I was wondering last week. I was like, if like Io Sky went, like even if hell with WrestleMania and Randy Orton, if Joe Henry lost, which he did, does he keep the belt? I mean, I know it's not a title match or anything like that.
Well,
I-
it's that thing of the title wasn't on the line. It was a WWE show. WWE show. Yes, WWE and TNA have a great working relationship right now. Something you would not have seen under the McMahon era.
Mhm.
Yes, did he work with other companies? Yes, he did. They cut some drug deals here and there, but that's not something you wholeheartedly would have seen. Um,
Quite literally drug deals.
you wouldn't have seen that, and so Randy's the one that picked that. Randy's the one that did that. Randy's all, I want to wrestle Joe Hendry.
I thought he was. I still think it was awesome.
And the thing
But
about it, I wish the match would have been longer just to showcase Joe's actual ability.
Yeah.
I was wondering how that came together.
Yeah, he's just with that working relationship. They share locker rooms now, or they do like meet and greets together, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
he was like, dude, I need to see the hype of this. I want to wrestle him. Yeah, that was all Randy's call right there.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, though. If Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer fought like they did last week, would the title switch?
If there's a winner, then I mean Io has to go over.
Yeah,
because you got to maintain that Raw dominance.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have taken the NXT title. The thing about
No.
no titles were on the line. It was just best
No,
in the
but like
world. It was best in
to
the world
what
versus
you were
best in the
saying
world.
earlier. To what you were saying earlier about it had to be a disqualification.
yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. But in the event that somebody did go over, it would have to be Io
It would have to have been.
to maintain
like I
that
said,
Raw dominance.
There was no way
Yeah.
that they were going to let one person win.
Or more WWE dominance.
The NXT champ can't come in unless it's some crazy ass push that they're giving somebody. The
Yeah.
NXT champ can't come in and pin the champ clean on their debut.
No. Look at Kevin Owens.
I'm not saying it can't.
Oh,
Like I
no,
said, it's somebody they're giving a crazy push to.
Kevin
but-
Owens debut match on Raw. He beats John Cena.
That's one person in how many years?
Then you had. Fuck you! All right, I'm
I
trying
think
to remember.
that's it.
You're making my TBI hurt. Shut up.
I think that's it. But yeah, dude, you don't
I'd
like
have
you
to
don't
look, but
see
yeah.
that. Is my point.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you saying. It's just it's not that it can be done. It's just rare.
Yeah.
Man, Raw had some they had some good promos cut.
Mm-hmm.
They had Rusev's promo where he's the Tempest now. We're not getting Rusev Day anymore. We're getting this guy who's like, I'm here. I want to be the guiding light. I want to clean the WWE.
Yeah.
And when he talks about his time in AEW, he's like, for 4 years, I was just lost in this craziness and lost in the wilderness. And I knew I had to come back. Like, dude, like when you watch watching that promo, I was all like, all right. I can mess with this. I like it. I'm expecting Judgment Day women to lose their tag straps again pretty soon. Only because
I hope so at least.
well, only because Liv is getting ready to go do a movie. Or Liv is getting ready to do a movie.
Oh.
So
What movie is she doing?
I have no idea. They're saying something
I'll
part
find out.
4. Like I don't know. I honestly I don't remember. I was reading it earlier.
Dumb bitch does Dallas.
I mean, hey man, if it put asses in seats, right? Is there anything else that you wanted to go over Raw, Dave?
No, that was about it. The Kill Room? No, that was already made. Yeah, let me find her.
What are you trying to look up? What the movie?
Yeah, I'm looking. Go ahead and talk about.
If you want to go over LFG, man.
No, LFG. I guess what they did, unless I missed an episode last week, which I don't think. I think they just didn't drop one because of Mania. It looks like they released 2 episodes back to back. So in the first episode was the big grudge match between BJ Ray and Cutler James from Bubba Ray's team. It fucking sucked. Like they stunk the place out. Bubba Ray got in their ass at the beginning of the next episode, chewed their ass for the match, and told him, he said, "Hey, you know what? Don't take your fucking gear off because you're about to do it again right now." And the loser goes home. So whoever performed the worst went home. Another shitty match. Undertaker, like after the match was over, they pulled him to the back and talked to him. Just them. They didn't do it in front of everybody this time, but they pull him to the back and they tell him, they asked Booker first what he thinks about it, and Booker's like, y'all are wasting it, whatever, and both of y'all should leave or whatever, and I'm, both of y'all should be out and I'm out too. And Booker walks off. Well, then they ask Mickey about it, and Mickey's just like, man, it just sucked. You guys are supposed to hate each other. Why don't you hate each other? How can you put on that kind of show? And then she said that Booker said that BJ should go home. Mickey said that BJ should go home. And then the last one, Undertaker just looked at him. He was like, fucking whatever. Both of them. And he just turned around and walked out. So
that's a huge aspect of wrestling. It's, work. You can be a wrestler, you can be a worker. You got to work that gimmick, work that heat, work that. If we really don't like each other, you need to convey that. You need to make sure that is shown in the ring.
Use it
with every punch, every facial expression, every move, even when you talk to the crowd. And you describing it, it's like, man, they're just run of the mill wrestlers. They can wrestle, cool, whatever. But I mean, they don't know how to. It's not like they were flowing with it. They weren't working anything, and that's what kills out of these guys.
Well, that's what Triple H said in the podcast with Andrew Schultz. That a lot of the wrestlers nowadays don't get it. They won't work with certain people. They won't do this. They won't do that. Even him and Shawn Michaels was talking about it. It's like, hey, how many people do you think that are in the business that know the business? And how many fingers can you count on them? He's like, dude, you can count them on one, and you'd be hard pressed to get all five.
Yeah.
The business. I get it. Like just like anything else, the business evolves. It's a line from an Alan Jackson song. The only thing that stays the same is everything changes.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I'm still kind of a stickler about it. Like these kids coming up, because they didn't pay the dues like the older, even the guys before me. This generation didn't pay the dues that those guys and even I had to pay, carrying the veterans' luggage, going and checking in for them. Hey kid, we have 5 hours till bell time, or 5 hours till call. We need you to go get us, illicit substances, women of the night, and alcohol. And it's on your dime. All right.
Or the fact that some of them were living in their vehicle, going to just getting paid to go to match.
Getting stiffed by promoters.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that, like, when you did that, and people are like, "Oh, you're a kiss ass." No, because there's always going to be a show where, oh man, a guy called out, "Hey, you know what? I got my green boy. He's right over here. He's young in the business, but he listens. He'll shut the fuck up and he'll follow directions and he'll do his job." All right, cool. You got booked. You got a little coin in your pocket, and a lot of times promoters are like, "You know what? That was really good. I want to book you again." That's how you got booked back in the day.
Yeah.
It was word of mouth. It was your vet showing that you were dependable because, hey, you ate shit. You went to training and you basically paid these motherfuckers to beat the shit out of you day in, day out, just to weed you out.
You told everybody that you didn't need the spoon to eat the shit. You can do it with your bare hands if need be.
Basically, Like when my class first started, we had 20 of us, and when we finally graduated, there was 4.
I believe it.
So I mean, to say that, oh, anyone can. The analogy I like to use is, if wrestling was 100% fake, everyone could do it, or everyone would do it. If it was 100% real, nobody could do it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's one of those things. You just you fucking take a bite of that shit sandwich, smile, ask for more, and then go to town.
Yeah.
But so what? Did anything else happen on LFG, Trey?
Well, Bubba ended up making his decision.
Okay.
And I guess when they came out, Cutler didn't get any pop at all. BJ got a pop. I think some people are kind of digging this asshole gimmick that he has going on. And Bubba chewed his ass some more, told him to shut the fuck up and just listen and absorb. And he kept BJ and got rid of Cutler. The tag team matches were good. The theme this week was cheese dick. They had to come up with gimmicks. Or not gimmicks. They had to come up with monikers. So you had, I think Danny was the shooting star. She didn't do any acrobatic or aerobatic shit in her match at all. Tyra May Steele went with the Real Deal, and Booker T started giving her shit about that, being a Holyfield fan. And that's when Elijah Holyfield stepped up and was like, "Hey, dude, can I say something?" And you're thinking he's going to talk about his old man, right? And like, he just goes and starts cutting a promo on his name, the Holyfield Warrior.
That's a good one.
That was pretty dope. The only gimmick that I didn't, or I keep saying gimmick, the only moniker I didn't like was Xena's. She went with the oxymoron, which I get because of her. I mean, it makes sense for her gimmick because she's like this ditzy, goofy, dumb blonde, and on the outside of the ring, but inside the ring, she's this badass, like fierce chick that'll beat you to death, right? And so I get it, but I still think it's terrible. It's
already been done, and I think maybe I don't know. I get your perspective, but like Festus used to do it, and people who don't know who Festus is, that's Carl Anderson. No, not Carl Anderson. The other one, Luke Gallows.
Well, who was the one that played the retarded guy?
Luke Gallows.
There you go.
That's Festus. Yeah, where he was all drooling and just standing there. And then when the bell rang, he.
Well, she doesn't play retarded. She just plays like a ditzy blonde.
Tomato.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But and then Jasper, the big monster on Booker T's team.
Yeah.
He went with the Reaper.
That's been done so many times.
And so AJ asked him, he's like, "Oh, the Reaper, huh? You gonna be like the Undertaker?"
Yeah, see, I can already see what that was.
We'll see. But like in his promo, he talked about embracing the dark side and shit like that.
No, man. Yeah.
Hey, whatever. They're on TV and I'm not. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
So next week starts the playoffs. So basically the brackets start next week and eliminations start.
Oh, okay.
And I did see on Wikipedia that season 2 has already been filmed as well. So looks like we will get at least a second season of it.
Okay.
I no idea yet whether or not it's going to be the same coaches. I'm sure it'll probably be the same format.
I don't know. They're pretty. I mean, Bubba Ray. They might keep the same people. I think Bubba Ray's the only one with that. I know Booker T does commentary for NXT.
And he's got his own wrestling school.
Yeah, he has his own wrestling school. I mean, shit.
Which,
Undertaker's the only one that's like truly retired. I mean, he does a lot of stuff.
little side note, really quick, Charmel is coming out of retirement to do one more match at the school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, her last match was in 2009. So, but yeah, she's coming out of retirement for that.
While I'm thinking about it, I didn't get a chance to do this last episode, but
Please, sir.
Shout out to my friend Amy from Black Rifle for my signed Trish Stratus 8x10.
Nice.
She got for me at Comic-Con, our first official piece of fan mail, I guess.
Yeah, Trish Stratus was really short. You think she'd be a little bit taller, but she is really short.
Oh, she's super short.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
Not really perfect because she's Canadian, but she's no close.
She's perfect.
We can overlook that. We can overlook that.
She got some goddamn sense about her.
No. Me as a Texan, blood. I can't have anything less.
She moved here. She's got sense about her.
That doesn't matter.
She pays her goddamn taxes.
You have to understand, Texas have, we're the Spartans. We just don't, diddle kids. So
Think of a lot of different people that I would want to get deported before Trish Stratus.
well, this is true.
I would harbor her.
Hashtag Maryland dad, stay there.
You could be my Maryland dad.
So there's been, like I said, rumblings here, there, with the independents, or even on TV. One of the big, a couple of big ones.
I wanted to go over SmackDown a little bit because
I was
Black
segueing into it.
Okay, fine.
No, you fucked it up. So you fucked it up. So all right, here we go, because I can't do it anymore. Blah, I guess. So SmackDown, it started out with there was the three teams are going to be in the TLC match, a recap of WrestleMania, this and that, and then Cena comes out and he just starts just going at it. And actually, before he even starts going at it, Randy Orton comes out. They start giving each other the rub, or Randy gives John the rub, and then Randy's all like, "You need to have kids, dude. Like, you just should have kids. That'll change your perspective." And that is when I had to cough because that's how good it was. John, once again, is he's shooting. This isn't something that they wrote for him. This is years of the truth, where he's like, I couldn't be a dad. I was too busy raising everyone who was watching me. Every arena I went to, every country I went to, I was too busy raising their kids on TV. I was their real dad. And he goes off on this one guy, on this kid, like, hey, I'm your dad. Don't be like your dad. Like, he just starts going off on him. And then, it's a back and forth type deal. Randy challenged him, like, let's do it tonight. Let's do it tonight. And John's all like, no. And so from there, Cena said no because it's happening at Backlash. All right, cool. So then Cena, he tosses the title at Randy. Like, so he throws the title like to get him like, aha. Orton ducks. And he hits him with an RKO. Then he's just, the end, he's posing, holding the belt up, standing over Cena, stuff like that.
It made me happy.
It was something new. So then they're talking this and that. Of course, Joe, I always mess up his name. Tessitore, one of the announcers.
Yeah.
Telling everyone, hey, the third hour is gonna be commercial free. We're gonna have no commercials. The Cena was getting mad at the ring announcer because he didn't introduce him the way he wanted it to. Just grinding him. So he made the ring announcer go ahead and do that. Orton was describing what Cena's kid would look like. I forgot to write the notes on that. And then what he said is that, like, when I went, and then a huge thing that he said was Cena was that when I retire with this belt, you have to come up with a new belt, new gimmick. Then the timeline for that new belt starts with whoever wins it first. So he's all like, your three generations, I freeze it. I take it home with me. And it'd be like your three generations never existed with the new belt. So then you see Randy getting pissed, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It was that line right there was like, damn. We saw the call up.
Cena's gonna drop it to Randy, but not at Backlash.
And I don't really I don't think it will. Randy will still get over, but it won't. He's not going to drop the belt. We got the call up. We got the call up of Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Awesome. And they had just when you saw them drop the tag belts at Stand and Deliver, you're like, okay, they're getting called up. That's the only that's where you dropped the belt. They went up against Angel Humberto. Really good match, really solid match. It was just high flying. It was really, really good. So, Fraxium, they defeated Los Garadas. Trying to think what else. You had Tiffany Stratton. She's going to the ring to celebrate. Her win over Charlotte Flair. Jade Cargill comes out and just interrupts it. And she said that, beating Charlotte, it just put a bigger target on your back. Cargill said that once she's done with Naomi, she wants a shot at that belt. Then they're like, well, we can have a match right now. So they go at it. Cargill is pretty much, she's dominant. You can tell that these two, they don't have a lot of experience working with each other, but they're making up for it. There's some parts it's lulled, the chemistry's not there. Some parts like, oh damn, they've been wrestling each other for fucking 10 fucking years. There's a part where Stratton does go for the moonsault, that little jump move. She does slip. She goes for it again. Naomi comes out, attacks Cargill, disqualification. So there was that. Then we had.
I got a quick question. I'm looking at the matchup from the 25th, from Friday's SmackDown. Do you think Drew McIntyre might be joining up with the Seth Rollins team?
No.
I don't think that stable gets too big.
Yeah, I don't want to. We're not trying to make a new NWO here. But I want to say they maybe add, because I'm dead set that they're adding Becky. So with Becky, they'll probably add one more person.
Hey Ryan, how's it going?
What up, gangster? Because Deadly Alliance, yeah, they would probably add like two more members, which is Becky and then one other guy.
Who do you think who that next person is?
That's going to be a toss up. That really it just depends at this point.
Sami Zayn.
I thought maybe it would. I thought he was going to turn again on Monday. Like I said, when they started doing that back and forth, it was just like, oh, okay, got it.
I don't think he's going back to heel. He's going to be a good baby face for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
So then you had Jacob Fatu come out with Solo. They're celebrating the win, and then of course Solo's like, I gotta stay irrelevant. Like, hey, I'm the reason nobody wanted Jacob in the WWE. I'm the reason he won this belt. I'm this and that. And then Jacob's like, nah, dog, like I'm me. It was all on me. Yeah, you got my foot in the door, but who kicked the door? Kicked the door wide open. Then LA Knight comes out. He's praising Jacob, like, damn, you beat me. And then McIntyre comes out. He starts bragging about different wins here and there. The whole time, like, LA Knight is just like laid across the top rope or the top turnbuckle, like sleeping, like, is this done yet? Like, just being real, just taking his shots, right? So then Nick Aldis comes out. He's like, hey, let's do this. Match between Knight and McIntyre. Whoever wins gets a shot at the U.S. belt. It was...
Yeah, but Drew McIntyre lost from DQ, though. So he didn't really win, so...
Well, Well, it sets up for it, yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's like, the upset of the night: Chelsea Green versus Selena Vega.
Yeah.
Upset of the night. Wow. Selena's coming out. She's doing her whole thing. Chelsea comes out. She has Alba Fire and Piper Niven as like secured, like the Secret Service,
Yeah.
and they're just going at it. They go out there and they get caught cheating, so the ref kicks them both out. The refs are like, y'all both got. They're like, no. So then Chelsea Green's begging, no, don't do that. Turns right around. Vega hits her with the code red, gets the pin in the win. Alba Fire and Piper Niven rush the ring. She gets out. She's celebrating. She's just celebrating. Later on that night, though, Chelsea did take to like Instagram. She's like, farewells for now. This is my goodbye address. So either she's leaving the company or taking some time off, or maybe it's the U.S. run, because she, like I said, it didn't leave much context in that Instagram post. Let's see here. Then we had the Miz come out. He's just talking trash, blah blah blah. He's dressed in all white, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's the return of Aleister Black, which is funny because you had Selena Vega just win the belt, and then her husband comes out. So Aleister Black comes out real quick, takes care of Miz, does a sit down, and then leaves the ring. Great. It was popped really well. It's kind of a callback to when Aleister Black was dealing with Cody in AEW, and Cody was wearing like this all white suit, and they basically almost did the same segment. So that was a nice little callback that you see there. Let's see here. You had LA Knight and McIntyre. Real solid match. They just go at it.
I really liked it. Yeah.
They go at it, and then they're going back and forth. Solo shows up, hits Knight with that Samoan spike. Well, ref didn't see. McIntyre, like, he looks pissed. Like, I don't need your help. What the hell? Like, get away. He goes. He is like, I'll take this. I'll take care of it. Priest shows up. He goes at him. It's basically just a free for all. It ended up being a no contest. So we'll see what that happens. We'll see if that sets up a 4-way for the number one contender. Let's see here. Looking at my notes. And then, oh my goodness, the main event. You had the Street Profits versus DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a TLC match. And this match was it was craziness out the chute.
Nice, huh?
The bell rang. They just started going at it. We did see a nice little homage or homage, or however you want to pronounce it, to the Tables and Ladders chair, where we saw the spear from the top of the ladder. It was all around great match. The Street Profits end up taking it. They take it. They beat DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. And it was kind of, weird. Dawkins is the one that speared Ciampa, which is, when you saw Tommaso Ciampa, he shaved his beard. He had that long beard. He shaved it. So now he just looks like a lost fifth grader in kind of an older fifth grader in this Ring of Men. So then that leads to that was SmackDown in a nutshell. That leads to rumblings of what's happening now in the Indies, in the what's going on. We had TNA that they had their pay-per-view. They had the TNA Rebellion. The main event. After the main event, Joe Hendry had won. Trick Williams comes out of nowhere and just, in the words of some people, mollywops Joe Hendry. So that may be setting something up there. Seeing Trick Williams on TNA TV was like, wow, like, okay, you're gonna come to our house, we're gonna go to your house.
You did that, Trey.
Say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I'm so
I know
good
we're a
at
bunch
it.
of fucking marks. Conan has now been hired by the WWE to take
I
help
always,
with that.
I always liked him.
He's taking care of that transition. You know, WWE flat out bought AAA. So, and they were asking people, why didn't this happen sooner? Well, the guy who owns it, he took it from his father. It was just his pride. It's like, no. Now they have all this money to work with. And they were joking around. They're like, oh, we're going to change the name to NXT Mexico or some dumb shit like that. From what they're saying, it's still going to be AAA. But Conan is going to be there, the one to facilitate the whole transition, the way everything's done, stuff like that. Which I guess nothing really changed for Conan other than now he's on a WWE contract because he was doing that down there in AAA. You know, Conan was the one that like you answer to. Conan was like the Vince McMahon minus the scandals. You had at TNA Rebellion, you saw a familiar face in the crowd, and people were like, "What word is that? You girl?" Indy Hartwell has now signed with TNA, so which is good. That's great because that girl is a ball of talent, and she needed to go somewhere, and TNA works great because once again TNA hand in hand with WWE, so she'll still get to see some of the same people, or you know, it's the same, you know, producer, stuff like that. So they already know her work. What else do we have here?
I got one thing. The title of the episode, and this is kind of crazy, but it's kind of what happened after WrestleMania. Randy Orton got the lady wanted to get pictures with Randy Orton. Randy Orton said, you know, no problem. He's a fan's fan. He loves the fans. And he brought it up. He was like, "Oh, okay. I'm glad that you made it out here." And she's like, "Yeah, but $30,000 for the ticket. I mean, you can only do that once." And he goes, "How much?" $30,000
Yep.
for the tickets for WrestleMania for the seats that this lady had. And
There was a guy who paid $1 million. For the VIP experiences and everything.
I bet. And we're about to go over SummerSlam's tickets.
Oh, I saw that earlier.
Dude,
Wow.
I got the list.
The tickets for Saturday night when it was here in San Antonio, the tickets for behind like McAfee and them, like in that spot, were $48,000.
Jesus. But here's the thing.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. This is the overall tickets. It's called the Elite Plus package.
Dude.
It's $40,000 for the ticket. You get premium front row seating, access to elite welcome event, tickets to both Raw and SmackDown, along with other perks like in-ring photo op, private transportation, and access to private sections at the pre-show.
You get to be like Kevin Nash, and it just says Kevin Nash and more.
You can't buy these tickets because they're always sold out. Yeah. You get ticket. It is basically a package deal. You get the whole weekend, 4 days of wrestling. You also get a pre-show, post-show press conference access and desk op, photo op, access to the post-show press conference and the photo opportunity at the press desk.
Yep.
I mean, for $40,000, I thought these people were just paying it and they weren't getting that much. But you're getting
that's a pretty dope fucking package.
Yeah, it is.
So
I'd pay the $40,000 for that.
Let me play the other side of that sword.
Okay.
$40,000, man. Like
And that's
That is
one ticket a piece. Like that's one ticket per 40,000 or two tickets.
the pack, that whole package. You get both nights of SummerSlam. You get Raw, and SmackDown. You get all those premium stuff.
Yeah.
But man, like TKO is like not joking, dude. Like TKO is not playing around. They're like, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I say that because, like I said, for SummerSlam, there's someone paid $1 million, like $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I just watched the documentary on WrestleMania 9 when they did the whole Roman Coliseum and the Roman gimmicks. Their most expensive ticket was like $200.
Yeah.
Once again, it wasn't all those perks, and I get that, but at the same time too, it's like $200 got you front row and hard cam vision.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that, another thing that I wanted to bring up was a lot of stuff that Vince McMahon would never let happen. Like the whole ring thing.
Oh, no.
Sponsoring the ring.
Oh, no, yeah.
Oh, never.
But we saw that, and it's funny because soon that acquisition, and then Vince got out, boom. There was TKO putting all these different sponsors. Do I like that idea? No. Once again, because I'm a bitter old piece of shit veteran of wrestling. That's like, no, like that canvas is to showcase the wrestlers, not that sponsor, this sponsor, that sponsor, this sponsor, that sponsor, your mom's sponsor, your dad's sponsor, my AA sponsor. No. But then again, on the flip side of that, it's putting eyes on the products that are able to pay for all this.
Exactly.
So, like I said, I see both sides of it. It's just one of those things that's a personal preference.
Trey, I don't think he feels part of the show anymore. I totally understand.
That rat bastard.
We will miss you, and you will be in our prayers. Rest in peace.
Good luck in your future endeavors.
Yes, sir. Me and Chino will carry the show as best as we possibly can. We carried you enough, and
open your wings and fly, baby boy.
Yes,
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Damn it, he's back. We didn't say anything horrible about you, Trey.
That's why I came back, bitch.
No, we already had the promo package for you. It's different pictures of you and different faces, and it was like all around me are familiar faces. Oh yeah, dude, it was beautiful. People were crying. People threw flowers. It was beautiful.
Yeah. You missed out. We had
Hey,
5 years.
Real quick, one thing we didn't talk about on Raw was Logan Paul and AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, didn't Logan Paul fight somebody else?
No, Logan Paul's going after Jay.
Or Jey Uso. I'm sorry, not AJ.
Yeah, Jey Uso.
Oh, that's right.
I knew it.
Wow.
I knew it.
Yeah, Jey Uso.
Okay. Yeah, they're going back at it. Boom, 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 whatever.
I don't like it.
I don't. But you know how Logan, if they give this to Logan Paul, I'm going to be pissed, but it's going to make so much sense. You got to remember, you never hit a Samoan in the head, headbutt a Samoan in the head, or headbutt a Samoan, punch a Samoan in the head, try to use an object on a Samoan's head, because the mystique of Samoans, the Samoans, is their heads, their skulls are thicker. That's why whenever you see someone headbutt, like the one that headbutt The Rock, Rikishi, the Usos, Haku, even though he's Tongan, same difference. The person would always stumble back because they kept that alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking one or two things. This could go one or two ways. Because doesn't Logan Paul have that titanium in his head?
Does he?
He had a surgery where he has titanium now. One or two things are gonna happen when they wrestle. He's gonna punch Jey Uso in the head, and he's either gonna sell it like it's broken, or he's gonna use that to knock out Jey Uso. Now on Raw, when he caught Jey Uso off guard, he caught him right in the face. He caught him right in the chin. It was beautiful. God, it was beautiful. But I'm talking about it's got to be right here in the cranial area, all this right here. Go back and watch when WWE or other promotions when they headbutt a Samoan or do that, the person falls back like, oh shit.
No. I watched that this week. I think I was the one that sent y'all that. But yeah, even Undertaker headbutted Rikishi.
Or when the Dudleys tried to do the what's up to Rikishi, and when Devon landed, he just stayed there because that groin area was also thick to knock out a man apparently. Yeah, so that I don't like it. I really don't. Because I get it. You want to give something new to the people, but at the same time too, you got to ease into it. You got to let that story build, not just okay, here it is.
Yeah, I don't think that Logan is worthy.
I'm not saying anything about a metal plate.
There's something wrong with his hand. Like he has something in his hand, other than bones and skin and blood and stuff like that. But not that he's not worthy. Here's the thing. He is, and that's gonna be a hot take, and I get it.
Not to be the world heavyweight champ.
He has steel screws in his hands.
Okay, well, I knew he had something. He had some metal in his hand or arm. He hazarded. Look how quick he went from this scrawny YouTuber to be like, okay, I'm really gonna do the WWE. He got jacked and then learned all this stuff. He trained his ass off. Trained his fucking ass off. I'm sorry, whatever you have your YouTube and you did stunts and you did all this dumb shit. Cool, dude. But then he gets in that ring and he does shit. You're like, wait, you've been wrestling how long? There's no way you should be fucking able to do this. There's no way you should be able to read this, that. You learn that shit in time. And you're like, wow, like you are a student of the game.
I think, okay. His persona inside WWE and how he does his videos and everything, even for his like, he keeps the mystique a little bit. It's totally different. You can see him like mess up a little bit on his vlog, but he keeps the mystique of him being this arrogant twat.
I'm gonna say this: someone that doesn't know what the definition of a work or a shoot is should not be the heavyweight champion. End of sentence.
I'll give you that. That I'll give you. I'll definitely give you that. But I mean, like he does. He puts asses in seats, whether it's to boo or cheer him. People still pay.
Cool. Put the U.S. strap back on him.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
honestly, I don't think that belt's going to change from Jey Uso.
I don't either, but I think if it does, you're cheapening it.
Yeah, Jey Uso is the new Cody Rhodes right now, in my opinion.
And what happened to Gunther taking a break for a while?
Something probably happened.
No, he just requested leave.
Yeah,
like, he just want to take some time off, dude. So, what did I say?
But then he's wrestling McAfee.
Yeah, but he's not gonna be. That's like 2 weeks. He's not gonna be on TV, or a week. He's not. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, so he's not taking like an extended time off.
No, dude, it's not like talking about extended time. Thank you.
He's just going to get his shit together.
There's just hang out with the family, you know, do whatever Germans do or Austrians do.
Reset.
So there was a recent interview with Naomi where her and Jay, they're talking about having kids now. It brought up the idea, or the whatever into the universe, that she may be retiring soon just so she can have a kid. She's basically gonna pull a Becky.
Got to get off the juice.
I mean, under this new, so
they could be
under this new regime, they really have cracked down. I have homies that are there that they're like, yeah, bro, like even with a script, we can't use shit. Yeah, because before it was, it's got to be like certain like specifications in their script.
Well,
what was it? Court case?
What's up?
What was that court case?
No, it was one of those things where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna adhere to this regulations about being on the juice." Exceptions to those are guys who, you know, you're older, you kind of, you know, shit don't work downstairs, right? This, not whatever the case may be. But like I said, it's got to be worded a specific way and done a specific way to where it's okay. Because as of right now, like I said, even the guys with scripts, they're not letting. If they pop hot, they're like, all right, we're taking off TV for a month.
Which is kind of ridiculous because it's not an actual sport, even though you can bet on it again.
Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, no, I mean, your body is not going to allow you to get pregnant when you're in the gym like that, when you're straining it like that, you know, putting on these shows 4 nights, 5 nights a week. You're taking those bumps and bruises. Your body's not going to allow you to get pregnant.
That's why it actually looks like she may be stepping away here soon. So I'm thinking maybe that the Jade Cargill and the Naomi feud, that might be her last hurrah for a while. Like that. It may be a loser retires type shit. Or loser leaves, whatever.
So Jade goes over for sure.
Jade goes over. Naomi retires just to go start a family. Which is, it's kind of an admirable thing, man.
Yeah. I mean, in that kind of profession and everything, you have to schedule things just right so you can do stuff like that. I mean, all those bumps and bruises and everything.
Dude, trust me, dude, it takes a toll on you, man. Like that's why, like, I don't do the package. I don't do the Chino driver anymore. The package driver, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
dude, just because of my legs, my ass, my back. That,
I mean, Hulk Hogan lost like 2 inches of height.
He had to cut nerves in his back so he wouldn't feel the pain anymore. That's why he walks with a cane. When he's out and about, like when he's in public, yeah, brother. But other than that, like he has to use a cane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's oh, what?
Remember he confronted that guy in the hotel lobby and he was like walking on a cane, like,
yeah,
still trying to fight that guy. But get us out of here, Dave.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Dingalingers, for the show that you watched. No, Chino. Trey put his foot down.
Dingalings.
Time frame. It's Dingalings. Sorry, Chino.
I can't even look at y'all. I just go end the show and cap it. I can't even look at y'all.
Thank you all for watching. I'm Mad Cat Dave, and I messed up my moniker. So, Mad Cat Dave. Hey, man, doing 2 shows, I got to figure something.
I see more on Dave.
Yeah. Mad Cat Dave here. Thank you all for listening. With Trainwreck Trey and Chino Reyes, BAFA.
The badass.
Badass.
Yes. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.